everyone and welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV, where it is time today to finish Hildibrand. Gentleman Hero Hildibrand, Inspector Extraordinaire, Agent of Inquiry. His final quest is today, with her Last Vow. After this, that'll be it for Hildibrand for A Realm Reborn. Next time we'll see him is sometime in the future. It'll be after Heaven's Word. He has a quest line after every expansion, except for Shadowbringers, they skipped him. But yeah, we'll see him again later, but for now, let's finish him up. Julian would send us on our way. We will get a wind-up gentleman, a Manderville coatee, Manderville bottoms, and most gentlemanly! Indeed! I'm excited. Let's do it. What are you doing dilly-dallying around here? Let me jog your memory. There's a moonsick maid digging around in the Sildig excavation site with her mind set on turning old Da into the land of the walking dead. Your concern for Hildy is most touching, but don't you worry. Mommy Dearest isn't going to let her beloved son kick the bucket that easily. Alright, well you just take care of him. I care about him too. Alright, let's go chase down Ellie before her plan can come to fruition. As I said last time, she is valid and even correct for wanting to get revenge on old Da. I also want to get revenge on old Da. But, not the innocents. Please not the innocents. There's plenty of innocent people in old Da. They tend to be greatly outnumbered, but there's still plenty of them. Alright, where is she? Alright, Phyllis, looks like you've got your crew here. Oh, you've already got... Oh, that's Cece. We've managed to track down Miss Ellie just up ahead, where your friends watch over her as we speak. Yet no matter how many times we try to reach out to her, she refuses to so much as answer. Needless to say, we considered physically incapacitating her, but that crate she's sitting on isn't just a makeshift chair. It's filled to the brim with a traitor's spurn. One misstep and the consequences could be dire indeed. You are our only hope, Satora. Even in her single-minded rage, surely the time you spent together must still count for something. You need not put yourself in undue danger. I only ask that you step forth where your voice may be heard and call out your friend's name. I beg of you, Satora. Surely if anyone can convince the woman to abandon her madness, it is you. Alright, with the chat in say mode, use our keyboard or the software keyboard to call out Ellie. Let's do it. We've got a problem here. Solensworn, could you take care of that while I'm dealing with Ellie? Alright, where are... Hey, there's Greg. There's Nashu and Godbert and Briardian. Oh, to think this girl and her sister were behind the crimes all along. I dare say this realm is awash with capable adversaries. Miss Ellie, and I thought we were friends. You do well not to anger the last friend. She's sitting atop an ample supply of that zombie powder, and I suspect she's not afraid to use it. Yeah, sounds like it. Where? There she is. I wonder if I can approach. It beggars belief that I could have been so blind. No, not really. Yeah, she's just sitting there, menacingly. With her sword. I didn't realize she had a sword. Fair enough. Alright, let me get my keyboard out and let's call out to her. Satora, I suggest you leave this place while you still can. I bear you no grudge, but should you so much as think of interfering, I'll not hesitate to turn you into a zombie too. So it was you after all. Consider me disappointed. Your sister Cece is already in custody. Surrender now and I will see that no harm befalls her. How little you understand us, Inspector. Then again, how could one born into a life of power and privilege ever hope to understand? Cece and I have no family, no friends, no fortune, nothing. Two sisters against the world with only our quest for justice to give us meaning. Long ago we made a vow. Should the worst happen, our mission takes priority over all. Yes, over our own wretched lives. Do you see now? Anything I might have once had to lose, I lost long ago. Now stand down or suffer the same fate as the old dun dogs you would defend. Ellie, stop this madness. I'm sorry, Inspector. There's too many of them. All in a day's work for a Manderville man, and now it's hammering time. You only delay the inevitable. I have an entire legion of the undead at my beck and call. Face it, it's only with Inspector Hildibrand's ridiculously good fortune that you even made it this far. And he's as good as 6 foams under. Be forewarned, girl. Know that I speak from experience when I say, underestimate Hildy and you do so at your own peril. I'm afraid you underestimate me as well. No mere splash of holy water can save off the effects of the traitor's spurn. I fear the good inspector's luck has finally run out. Thal's balls, is there no end to them? I'm not liking our chances. Greg, was it? It's a shame to lose you, Satora. Warrior of light that you are, you might yet have served one last purpose for us. Go forth, my zombie minions! When darkness falls and hope fades to despair, 4 warriors born of light shall descend in the righteous glare. Bugger me with a broadsword, are my eyes to be believed? That pose! No, these are not 4 warriors of light that I see! They are 4 gentlemen of light! Just so, my good man! Hildibrand, Agent of Enquiry, Inspector Extraordinaire, has made his triumphant return. Did you miss me? We met again, girl. Tell me you forgot my snurble tonic, or I'll fashion myself a wig from your lovely locks after I've ripped them clean from your bloody head. Oh, hello there, Mr. Elazar. Core, you're looking absolutely resplendent today. Impossible. The holy water couldn't have cured him. It didn't. Fortunately, our overlord spent quite some time building up an immunity to zombie powder. When we heard that Master Hildibrand was at risk of joining the actual dead, we knew we had to take action. An immunity to... I'm just gonna pretend that makes any kind of sense. No, Briardian, he spent quite a while living with the zombies. It makes sense. He would have been regularly exposed. He would have slowly built up an immunity to it. It makes sense. Have you ever heard of vaccines? The game is up, Miss Ellie. Pray abandon this madness. Besides, plots of mass murder hardly suit a lady like yourself. It's over. It's all over. Inspector Briardian, you said there was something you would tell me when it all was through. I imagine you have no words for me now. Ellie, your powers of deduction are wanting. You said that you had lost everything and everyone you had to lose, did you not? As for me, I have found someone with whom I intend never to part. I care not if it takes years, even decades. When you emerge from your jail cell a free woman, I'll be there. What say you? Miss Ellie, while the crimes perpetrated by you and your sister are unpardonable, you are far from the only ones guilty. On behalf of the Syndicate, I offer my apologies for the false aspersions cast upon your ancestors. You said the nation of Ul'dah was built on lies. Seeing what I have seen today, I cannot deny your words. It will not be an easy task to rewrite, nay, restore history. But know this, I will do everything in my power to bring the truth to the fore. Are we not forgetting someone here? And by someone, I mean me. If you're quite done playing cloak and dagger, I require Satoru's presence for a matter of far greater importance. Aye, the time of our too long delayed confrontation is nigh. Why the long face, friend? Ah, but mayhap this will have you singing a happier tune. Could it be? The treaty blade, and the true one at that! None other, I have not the slightest intention of parting with it, save to the one who would defeat me in single combat. Ah, but I misspeak, it will not be single combat this time. Is that my cue, old friend? Thal be merciful, what is that abomination? Some new breed of void scent? Abomination? I'll always thank you to address my companion with courtesy, girl. Ah, but 'twas the most curious thing. There I was, hauling a crate full of crystals for Hildy's mother, and thinking how much better things would be if my dear friend Enkidu were here. Then came a flash from the heavens, and the next thing I knew, there she was. By the gods, it makes perfect sense. Doubtless the crystals heard Greg's heartfelt plea, and summoning forth his friend. Nay, no mere friend, but rather the primal Enkidu. And Hildibrand's the one to figure it out. I'm proud of my boy. What happens when you get crystals, faith, and prayer, and a desire to be released from some sort of torment? and the world has now completely and utterly ceased to be bound by the laws of logic. Briardian, you just haven't been keeping up with the story. Come on, this is very standard. Satora, you may have bested me in the past, but facing the two of us together will not prove so easy a task, and yet, I trust you will not shirk from the challenge. I, Enkidu, and I shall await you at Amdapor Keep. Tis a ways from here, but what better venue for our climactic confrontation? If you would claim the treaty blade, then claim it from me as a warrior. To the skies, Enkidu, to the skies. Two against one? That's not very gentlemanly of you, Greg. Come, Satora, to Amdapor. This is a grave development indeed. To think that one man could summon a primal on his own. I must send word to the Scions at once. Phyllis, you're looking at the Scion right here. I am the Warrior of Light. This is my job. I will handle this. The Scions are dealing with other matters, mostly grieving. Leave them alone. I can handle this. Oh, but of course, I had near forgotten we had a Warrior of Light in our very midst. Please, Satora, you are our only hope to slay the primal and reclaim the blade. Alright then, let's check in with everyone and then off to Amdapor we go. Look at the Inspector go! I'm right behind you, Inspector! And with that, my work here is done. You are by far the least incompetent associate I encountered in my travels. For preserving some shred of my sanity, you have my thanks. That said, my time in this land was not a total loss. My experiences here have taught me an important lesson. That this world and the fools who populate it rarely, if ever, abide by the principles of logic. This should serve me well in my future cases. Yet, Briardian, nobody follows logic strictly. Even you don't. You're still in love with Ellie. And the only reason you fell in love with her is because you saw her, at risk of being turned into a zombie in a dangerous situation. You were scared for her. You're not in love with her. Nobody follows logic strictly all the time. But most importantly of all, I leave here with a vow that has given my life new meaning. But this is no time for sentiment. Alright, well, good luck with that. Hi, Julian. All's well that ends well, eh, Satora? Hildy's undead acquaintances were kind enough to make an appearance at my request. Who'd have thought zombies could be such gentlemen? I reckon it must be my son's good influence. Oh, it absolutely is, canonically. Unironically. I love it. Ho ho ho, if I knew that if anything could bring Hildy back from the undead, it would be my dear wife's hand-mixed holy water. That's the world-class culinarian I married. But it wasn't the holy water. You know what? It probably helped. After 400 years, this might very well spell the end for the Arbiters of Truth. Whether or not to replace the Fallen is a decision for my superiors to make. In either event, I have decided to renounce my position. I thought they were but white lies, but I have seen firsthand the suffering they can cause. Yeah, ya think? Good on you for stepping down. The Gentlemen of Light, core, they are every bit as radiant as I pegged them to be. One day I'll be a hero myself, just you watch. Good luck, Humphrey. Also, I gotta say, I love that people from every single chapter of Hildibrand came back to save the day here. Ellie, forgive me. I'm sorry for deceiving you, Satora. For what it's worth, it wasn't personal. Oh no, I believe you. And I believe that you weren't wrong to want revenge, but oh my god. So many innocent people could have died because of you. Anyways, off to Amdapor. I think that's everyone. Okay, I just realized as we're coming up here on Amdapor, didn't we just get Glamour Dispellers as a reward for, not this quest, but the previous quest in Hildibrand? It's very funny that we get Glamour Dispellers as a reward for the quest where we finally unmask the thief. I think it's very fitting. Anyways, hi, I'm Hildibrand now. Hello, I am the new Hildibrand because that man is dead. Hey, you okay, buddy? Is that you, Satora? Pray forgive me. I was right on Greg's trail when I encountered a subterranean curiosity that demanded my immediate attention. I will be concluding my investigation forthwith, but in the meantime, might I trouble you to entertain Greg and his primal friend in my stead? Together we will reclaim the Treaty Blade from that knave, Satara. Yes, just go on ahead. I'll be along directly. I'll see you soon, Hildibrand. You take care of yourself. For now, battle in the Big Keep unlocked. I'll be back shortly with my friends and allies, and we will head on in to take down Greg once more and eliminate his fucking primal he summoned. Primal Enkidu. Ah! I'll see everyone next time for that. No, not next time. I'll see everyone in a little bit for that. Oh, goodness. Hey, everyone. All right, we are back. It is time to confront Gilgamesh at Battle in the Big Keep. Let's make sure we have mine set up. Not unrestricted, mine. Okay, that should be good. And let's check the notes. How many realms has he traversed, and how many rivals has he felled? Gilgamesh journeys ever onward in his unending quest for the strongest of weapons, for the road is long and lonesome, and a painted rooster, loyal and noble as the bird may be, can bring a man only so much comfort in the darkest and most trying of times. So it was that Gilgamesh turned to the heavens, pleading to be reunited with a long-lost companion. Be it by fortune or fate, his prayers were heard, and the stage for the final confrontation is set. To the victor goes the Treaty Blade. Let's do it! At long last, we meet again on the battlefield. I dare say Enkidu shall come to enjoy our tussles as much as I. You, however, might not find this one so enjoyable, unless you enjoy getting pounded senseless. Ha! Alright, this is a two-phase boss battle. First phase, we're fighting both Gilgamesh and Enkidu. We only need to fight Enkidu in this first phase. Any damage we do to Gilgamesh will be healed immediately. So going through the abilities they use, Enkidu uses Arrow 2, which targets random players and does an AoE around them for moderate damage. So stay somewhat spread out. I forgot to update my portrait, gosh dang it. Enkidu can also use Web, which targets random players and applies both heavy and slow debuffs, decreasing your movements and attack speed. Enkidu can also use Eerie Soundwave, a conal area of effect ability that targets a random player. Enkidu also has White Wind, which heals Gilgamesh. As usual, I'm reading this information off the Console Games Wiki. Thank you very much to the people who maintain that wiki. Gilgamesh has a frontal cleave called Bitter End. Only the tank should be standing in front of Gilgamesh. As a general rule, we have one tank on Gilgamesh and everybody else on Enkidu, just to get rid of Enkidu ASAP. Gilgamesh can also use Missile. Missile targets a random player with a crosshair. After a few seconds, he'll shoot a missile at that target, which deals AoE damage around them. You should definitely stay spread out for that. Gilgamesh can also use Minimum, which will tether two players together and shrink them down to a very tiny size with Minimum. This will have them be doing less damage and also receiving more damage. To get rid of it, they just need to move close together in order to clear the tether and make them big, normal size again. Gilgamesh can also turn random players into a chicken. You won't be able to do anything except move around for 25 seconds. But this is actually useful for the next mechanic, which is Mini Tornado, where a wind puddle area of effect will be randomly placed somewhere in the arena. These will stay for quite a long time and multiple can appear. If you stand in one, you will take heavy damage and be knocked into the air, but if you're a chicken, you'll still be knocked into the air, but you'll take no damage. Chickens should run into the mini tornadoes to get rid of them, because when someone runs into them, they vanish. Chickens are the target for this because they don't take damage, of course. Gilgamesh also has Whirlwind Slash, which is a big AoE centered on Gilgamesh, so stay away from him unless you're the tank. And Pradamante, used by Gilgamesh, targets a random player with an AoE. That's about all the mechanics for the first phase. It's not the hardest phase in the world, but given we're on mine, we actually ended up running into a mechanic that it's not in any guides that we have seen. Right now I'm just running around as a chicken trying to find something some tornado I can get rid of. And we're back to normal. Very quickly found in this fight that the new hotbar position where it's on the far right, not great for me. It does not work very well for me. I am a lot more hotbar reliant than I thought, and just needing to occasionally look over there is not fun. So we hit some sort of enrage there. I want to say Gilgamesh used that ability, where if you take too long in this first phase, it just fucking wipes everyone, apparently. Because none of us can tell what else could have caused that other than an enrage. Because that was a huge amount of damage for no real reason. I forget what I was looking through my options for here. Right, I was moving my camera up so I could see myself a little bit better. Thankfully, our final remaining tank, Jero, was able to clear the first phase solo. Wasn't too much left. And moving on to phase 2. Me? Run away? Ha! I was seeking out a more suitable spot to celebrate my inevitable victory. But enough exposition, now we fight like men, and ladies who dress like men. For Gilgamesh, it is transmogrifying time. The mightiest warrior ever to grace Eorzea stands before you, by which I mean I, Gilgamesh. Prepare yourself. Good to know Gilgamesh is supportive of drag queens. Good. Alright. This phase has its own set of mechanics we need to watch out for. So I'm just gonna go ahead and go through them one by one. First off, Moonlight, a room-wide AoE that deals moderate damage. There are some parts of the arena that are slightly raised up. If you stand on those, you'll be able to be safe from the attack. It is believed. Bitter End is a frontal cleave on the main tank, so everyone else do not stand in front of Gilgamesh. Main tank face Gilgamesh north, or whichever direction is away from the center. Icewind is multiple crisscrossing white line AoEs with squares of safe spots beneath them. Immediately after, an additional set of crisscrossing line AoEs will cover the previous safe spots. It's just sequential AoEs. This is a common mechanic for... it will pop up again in the future. In fact, here it is right now, Icewind. So yeah, you go to the first safe spot, then the second. Bloom Shower, multiple pink curved AoEs that spawn across the entire room. If you look at them from directly above, it has the appearance of a large flower. Iron Chain is being used right now. The farther away you are from Gilgamesh, if you get this Iron Chain on you, the better. Iron Chain will target a random player, generally a healer, which will prevent them from moving or acting at all. They're just frozen in place. The rest of the party needs to destroy that Iron Chain to free you before you die. And the farther away the player who gets chained is from Gilgamesh, the faster the Iron Chain will actually die. So if you are a healer, you should probably be standing fairly far away from Gilgamesh, or watch for that Iron Chain to be coming. Sword Dance is a frontal multi-hit cleave attack on the main tank. Basically a tank buster. Main tank, you can actually watch for this attack to happen and just walk behind him to avoid it entirely. Giga Jump. Gilgamesh will leap to a random party member, dealing AoE damage around them. It is immediately followed by Masabune, where Gilgamesh will jump back to the main tank, or charge back to the main tank, dealing damage to anyone in his path. So don't stand, try to stay spread out, and also don't stand between each other and Gilgamesh. Dragon's Head are up right now. 4 Dragon's Head ads will spawn around the arena and float around the edge. They'll occasionally use a line AoE known as Dragon Fire. If they are not killed after about 50 seconds, they'll fly away and use Dragon Strike for massive damage, raid-wide AoE, and more damage for every head that survives. Lightning Orbs will spawn just orbs around either the center of the room or a ring around the edge of the room. They will move through the arena, and then a second set will come through. Just dodge around the orbs just so you don't get hit. Pay attention to which way they're moving so you can dodge them more easily. Finally, Whirlwind Slash, a large AoE centered on Gilgamesh, so try not to stand too close, especially if that's coming. And that should be about all of the mechanics for Gilgamesh. It's not the hardest fight, especially now that we're in Phase 2. The mechanics are a lot more dodgeable, and I don't think we have an Enrage like we did in the first phase. I'm still baffled as to what killed everyone there. We just all died, suddenly. Okay, that tether we just saw, that is the indicator that Iron Chain is about to come out, so if you have that tether on you, get away from Gilgamesh. And of course, the tank should pull Gilgamesh as far away from whoever gets the Iron Chain as possible. And there's the multi-hit tank buster. If you are able to see it coming, you can just walk behind him and dodge all of the attacks. Alright, he's down to 1/3 of his health left. And he's doing Ice Wind. There's our Flower AoE. And there's his Whirlwind Slash. Okay, that does have a good amount of warning, so it should be fairly easy to dodge. And then here's the electric orbs that were mentioned. First on the outside, then on the inside. Alright, chain cleared, back to Gilgamesh, 12% left, and of course he summons another round of dragon heads. I think we generally had DPS prioritize the dragon heads, just to make sure they didn't become a threat later if they managed to get away. God, Dracera was taking a ton of damage there. Wonder what's going on with that. I just could not keep up. Oh right, the Dragon Heads also have a circle AoE, good to know. To think that my full complement of arms would avail me not. No more hijinks from Gilgamesh, you have my word. The Treaty Blade 2 I shall return, just as soon as I remember where I hid it. Anyway, I yield to you your unparalleled puissance. Spare my insignificant life, I beg of you. Alright, in just a moment. Oh, that's what happened. Dracera was standing in the tank buster while doing a limit break. Anyways, roll for loot. There's an Enkidu minion we can get here. And in just a moment, we're gonna pop back to present day me. So I'll see you in a bit. Alright, back to the present day. That was somehow the least chaotic and best, that was also the best that any of the 3 Hildibrand trials went. Because the previous 2 were even more of a chaotic mess. Incredible. We basically wiped the first phase and still made it through to phase 2. What the hell? Alright. I can't believe I freaking forgot to eat food in the first half. That probably would have saved us. It probably would have saved me, at least. Okay, I have noticed a few things I need to adjust about my hotbar, or about my UI. Let's see. Target info status. I need to move that so it's more... What I need is for it to be more obvious that the enemy's debuffs are the enemy's debuffs and not, like, my debuffs or anything like that. So what I might do... Now I'm going to leave this in. You get to deal with this. Here's what I'm thinking. Here is what I am thinking. Target info, target status will go down to where target info is. Same with target info progress bar. Then we're going to move target info HP up on top of that. And if I need further tweaks, I'll need further tweaks. But for now, that should be good. Not! Ha! I lied again! Like a rug! Oh, I kill me! You can take that fusty old blade for all I care. I thirst for true power, not save the strongest of swords will suffice. Warrior of Light, you have proven a worthy opponent, but I warn you, treasure every moment with your weapon. For as sure as day follows night, the hour will come when I claim it as mine own. Till we meet again! Alright. Let's go ahead and finish this off. Hello there, Hildy! Bad news, Greg got away. Actually, real quick, let me get back into my glamour and then I'll be right back. There we go, back in my glamour, and also moved a few HUD items around a little bit. Okay, let's talk to Hildibrand and finish this off. What ho, Satora? Have you seen Greg and his oversized avian companion? Lead me to them at once and we shall deliver the coup de grace together. Sorry, Hildibrand, while you were busy digging yourself out of the dirt, I already dealt with him. He's gone. The battle has already been won? That is triumphant news indeed. Clearly, the lessons you have learned from me have not been for naught. And what's this, you say? The treaty blade lies hidden somewhere in the nearby wood? Worry not, my ever-loyal associate, for no buried treasure will escape the keen eye of Hildibrand, agent of inquiry and inspector extraordinaire. Now, which way was the forest again? We are in the forest. Hildibrand... Oh, okay. Satora, what news of the Primal and the Treaty Blade? Primal's dead, we are looking for the Treaty Blade right now. Remarkable, I knew the Warrior of Light would emerge triumphant. Let us hope that Inspector Hildibrand enjoys similar success in finding the blade. Such design, such craftsmanship, at once bold and powerful, yet sensitive and refined. I believe I found the inspiration for my next masterpiece. Of course they're beautiful. They are the greatest treasures of the lost Sildit. To think they were locked away in the vault of those that destroyed our homeland and dragged our ancestors' names through the mud. And just, how did you come to know of these long-lost relics? There was an ancient scroll passed down in our family, left to us by our dear grandmother. It spoke of the 4 warriors of light, their 4 relics, and an incantation of untold power. If we could have wielded this magic of legend, Ellie and I might still have had the last laugh. Alas, speaking the words had no effect. Only a warrior of light can wield the power, or so the legend goes. Ah, what I wouldn't have given to see it. The ultimate achievement of the greatest mages this realm has ever known. And just what sort of incantation is this? The ring casts open the doors of justice. The wise man whispers a verdict true. Azema's virtue shines down from the heavens. To complete the incantation, the Warrior of Light would then hold forth the Treaty Blade and speak, "Blade in hand, I swear unto you." The legends differ as to what happens next, but all speak of a great holy radiance shining down from the heavens. Over here, friends! Hildibrand, agent of inquiry, inspector extraordinaire, returns with tidings most triumphant. Behold, safe in my hands, none other than the Treaty Blade, and the real one this time, I swear unto you. Yes, just like that, I swear unto you. Then, My word, whatever is this odd tingling sensation? Ridiculous! Hildibrand isn't a warrior of light. He's just some fool who thought he could stop the lesser moon with his own bare hands. It would seem the Treaty Blade is just as confused as the rest of us. No, the light. Someone stop it! I won't stand to see the legendary power of our forefathers wielded by this muscle-bounded buffoon. Skyward ho! Well, I dare say that proved to be a most useful incantation indeed. And so the light of justice as shown from the Treaty Blade banished the shadow, returning peace to the land. Okay, Bede, he's not... So the legend ended. I must say, I never expected it to be quite literally a beam of light. I suppose it wouldn't have been much use to us after all. Inspector! Ho, Inspector! Wait for me! Falls balls, Hildy! First you almost die at your poor mother's feet, and now you fly off to God's nowhere without even giving her a kiss goodbye. Ho ho ho, it appears that a case of wanderlust has once again struck Hildibrand, as it has many a Manderville man before him. Godspeed, my boy. When the day comes that you tire of mystery solving, your dear old man will be here to pass on to you the family art. So in the end, the Sildin incantation of legend was wielded not by a warrior of light, but a gentleman of light. Well, the Treaty Blade is some 6 centuries old after all. Perhaps it's not quite as sharp as it used to be. Mean to him! The magic that brought peace and happiness to the people of Balladia. It was every bit as beautiful as I imagined. To think I would see it with my own eyes, it's nothing short of a dream come true. He bumbles and stumbles through yet another case, and still he manages to make a girl's dream come true. A gentleman to the end, the bloody bastard. What's this? A glint in the corner of my eye. A curious scent wafting in on the wind from a far-flung land. Do I smell a case? Worry not for me, my friends, for wherever the wrong want for succor, I, Hildibrand, shall be there. Till we meet again! So long, you beautiful himbo. Ah, what a beautiful man. Alright then. Next time on Final Fantasy XIV. Now that Hildibrand has set off for another case somewhere else, now that he has mastered the Treaty Blade and the art of flight. Next time, let's finish off the relic weapons for A Realm Reborn. I'll see everyone next time for that.